You want your speed at 1120 before URA for cap? Oh, is that the stat? 1120. Well, no, there's like multiple things that can go into a very. Because it depends if you're running Tasuna, it depends if you have director, it depends if you have reporter, stuff like that. Also, if you have a hot spring ticket, you know? Alright, chat, I'll be right back.
Chat, you gem. You absolute masterpiece of God. You shining piece of gold. You are a piece of art that the angels draw on angels' earth and forgot the paintbrush. You are absolute, astoundingly gorgeous, and that is the less interesting thing about you. You are ethereal, a heavenly age. Well. Here we are. So, Chad, who pre-ordered EA FC 26? Nobody! Fucking go play a real game, bro. Ain't nobody playing FC 26. Fucking loser. Alright. Do we have new tips? Ooh. Wait, chat, which tips did we do? I think we did Crumpled Diary, right? We didn't do notebook pages. Why don't I relate my encounter with that creepy girl in the rain? Her name is Rena Ryugu.
Her real name, first name, is Reina. I have no idea what kind of girl she really is. One thing is certain, she has no relation to the Sonozaki family. She has no relation to the three families as a whole either. The Ryugu family used to live in Hinamizawa. Hey, Aaron, 1-3, King, thank you for the 28 months. But then they moved to Ibaraki. That was before she went to elementary school. They returned to Hinamizawa some years later. Rena Ryugu said she came back because Oyashiro-sama told her to. I don't know what that means. She's... I don't know what that's such a stupid... She said it was the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Myth Hydro with the 25 as well. Thank you, welcome back. That Oyashiro-sama had stalked her. I think that was probably a hallucination, but Satoshi-kun had been interested in that experience. She said that Satoshi-kun was also experiencing Oyashiro-sama's curse. Satoshi-kun told her that he was being followed by some unknown existence. He was surprised to learn that Rena had the same experience before. What is Oyashiro-sama's curse? Hey, Xia W, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Why did Rena and Satoshi-kun have a similar experience? I believe that means that somebody put them under surveillance. Somebody must be spying on the next victim of the curse. Since Rena and Satoshi-kun both blindly believed in Oyashiro-sama's curse, they interpreted it as Oyashiro-sama's presence. Paranoia kicked in. They'd feel as if they were experiencing paranormal phenomena. Judging from what Rena said, it seems that Satoshi-kun had been put on surveillance since long before Watanagashi. So, one question comes to mind. Why were they watching Rena? I'm assuming that the surveillance was placed on the victim-to-be of that year. If so, I don't understand why Rena went through it. Why did they watch her, even though she was living so far away? If she was considered somebody who abandoned a village, I could understand, but she didn't fall victim in the end. Maybe she was forgiven because she came back to Hinamizawa? I guess she still knows something I don't. It's because she killed someone. I bet you Rena killed someone. Satoshi-kun looked terrible. When he went home, he had to mediate a fight between Satoko and their aunt. He became mentally exhausted. Holy shit, Shinbunchi with the 56 months. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a million years. Hope you're doing well. He went to work every day. He became physically exhausted. He no longer communicated with his classmates. He's either slept on his desk or was gone somewhere during lunch break. Ignored a PETA sub? Who's pet? I'm just kidding. Petapon with the 10 months. Welcome back as well. He used to be really gentle. It was painful to see him suffering like that. On top of all that, he was dealing with the curse of Oyashiro-sama. He must have been completely, totally, and absolutely exhausted. That curse was a form of surveillance by those planning to victimize Satoshi-kun that year. That means the other victim was in the same situation. Satoshi-kun's aunt had also been watched. Did she notice any presence? What about the others? The victims of the previous incidents also experience it. I need to investigate the facts in order to prove the curse on Satoshi-kun was actually just surveillance. Is it surveillance, paranoia, or really the curse? Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Our curry teacher. For a moment, I forgot that the class president was me.
起立。委員長も少し寝不足みたいですね。最近は寝苦しい夜が続きます。でも、しっかりと睡眠はとるように。いいですね、皆さん。はーい。
I'm not sure this place can be called a school, because there are so many different age groups. It's like a kindergarten and an elementary school blended together. Since I've heard already about what this place was like, I didn't feel that uncomfortable. It wasn't too difficult to act like Mion here. As Sis told me, Satoshi-kun looked exhausted. I said hi to him, but he ignored me. Since I knew what he had been going through, his pain looked apparent to me. I was interested in another person in his classroom. Satoko. Satoshi-kun's little sister. She looked as worn as Satoshi-kun, emotionless like an abandoned doll. Everybody in this room was aware of their circumstances, but no one could do anything for them, so they just acted as though nothing was wrong. Mion will only let me have this one day. If I slacked off even a little bit, today would be over with quickly. I have to figure out what I should do in this limited time. I should probably talk to Satoshi-kun. About what? Anything goes. Cheer him up, sympathize with him, anything will do. More than anything, I just want to chat with him. However, Sis had told me. She says Satoshi-kun didn't communicate much with her lately. And had distanced himself from her. I figured I shouldn't talk to him too casually. I wanted to, but maybe it was better to leave him alone. I needed to keep Sis's warning in mind, but instead I decided to ignore them. I looked for Satoshi-kun during lunch break. He was walking as if looking for a place where he could be alone. I caught him in the hallway.
Satoshi-kun!
He turned around, startled by my voice. His facial expression surprised me. He was scowling, clearly a sign of rejection, but I couldn't hesitate. I'd lose my only chance if I did.
さ、元気?
He gave me a look as if saying, "Do I look fine to you?" I never expected to see an expression like that on his face. I felt like my heart was being torn into pieces. As I looked down, he spoke to me. I felt a little glad, but the next thing he said changed
元
that.
気だよ。他に用はないなら行くよ。昼休みは一人になりたいんだ。
そっか。バイトが大変なんだよね。疲れてるから一人になって休みたいもんね。今日もなんでしょ？今日はどこで？
Sis had found several jobs for him. He worked at a few different places. He was helping out when necessary at any of the shops Mion introduced him to. As a result, he constantly had to do different tasks in a different environment almost every time. On top of that, he requested high-paying jobs from Mion because he wanted a large sum of money as soon as possible. In other words, he chose to mostly do manual labor. He was exhausted every day because he wasn't that physically
ど
strong.
こでもいいだろう。それに僕がどこで働くか
Ooh.
ミオンなら知ってることじゃないのかい？
Mion did help him get the job, yet Satoshi-kun didn't look thankful for that opportunity. This wasn't like him at all. It made me feel sad.
そうだよね。ごめん。
要はそれで終わりかい？
He sounded so harsh. Why was he being like that? What if Satoshi found it odd that Mion, even though his interactions with her, or who he thought was her, being Shion, didn't fall consistently when he met her the next day at school, so he started becoming paranoid as to like who the real fucking Mion is or what's going on, why she doesn't fucking understand, and then he gets in his own head, and then now he's like fucking paranoid just like Keiichi was, you know? Would he ever stroke my head again? This fucking freak, bro. Shion's a freak. She just wants to be head stroked. I couldn't help my tears. They flowed onto my cheeks. Satoshi-kun looked confused for a moment, but then he frowned again.
ごめん。監督がさ、また練習に来てほしいなって言ってたよ。
監督にはもうチームは辞めたいって伝えたはずだよ。戻る気はないし。
たまにはさ、パッと体を動かして汗を流すのもいいと思うんだよ。ほら、スポーツ。
興味ない。
I didn't know why he was being so hostile towards me. Cause you're not Shion, you're Mion! Shion, you're so fucking stupid! Why did he hate me so much? I was left bewildered.
なんで？どうして？違
バイトで忙しいからめんどくさい。
うよ。なんで私がここまで嫌われなくちゃならないの？
Oh my god, bro. She's breaking character. She's turning into Shion.
自分の胸に聞けばいいじゃないか。
自分の胸に？何を？私が何をしたの？わかんないよ、サトシくん。
I couldn't control my emotions any longer. Streaks of tears ran down my cheeks. Satoshi gave me a hateful glare and walked away without saying another word. Wait, I feel like what I said was right. I think he actually does know that Kate, like, Mion and Shion aren't the same person. Or he's being like, I couldn't even stop him. If I tried, he'd hurt me again with another cutting remark. I couldn't bear that, so I just watched him walk away. I wiped my tears and went back to the classroom. I heard somebody crying from inside. What's going on? I looked around the room to see. Satoko. It was Satoko. I saw her bento box on the floor. I asked one of her classmates what happened. It seemed that Satoko had bumped into someone's shoulders when she stood up to go wash the box out. That was all. But Satoko was crying as if afraid she was going to be chided badly. What happened was very minor. She could just pick up the bento box and things would be fine. It looked like the lid came a little loose, but it was definitely fixable. She didn't have to cry like that. Yet Satoko started begging through her tears.
助けてよ助けてよニーニー
Because of what happened with Satoshi-kun, I couldn't suppress my emotions very— Oh no. Don't do it, Shion! Rena's gonna fucking kill you! So instead, they exploded. I stormed up to Satoko while elbowing her classmates aside. I grabbed her by the head, then threw her into the wall. Satoko screamed. She didn't seem to understand what had happened. She was shedding tears and shivering. She must be wondering why I did that.
なんであんたがそういう目に遭うか理解できる？
Satoko cried for her brother's help again, and so I grabbed her head and threw her again. What the fuck? Bro, nah, man. I told you Shion's the real demon. Chat, I was right. Shion's the fucking one that hated Satoko. Shion was Mion when we were climbing the ladder and we saw the demonized, and she was fucking talking about how Satoko is evil and cursed. Bro, I'm telling you. Satoko stumbled and crashed into a desk. The desk fell and the contents of the drawer scattered about. Satoko didn't even stand up. She just crouched and trembled while looking up at me.
助けて助けてニーニーニーニー
あんたがそんなだから。
If you weren't like that, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have to suffer. Don't you get it? That's what I wanted to say, but I was too angry to utter another word. I picked up a bunch of textbooks from the floor and threw them at her face. Oh, nah. Nah, turn her into glue. Glue her.
泣きたければ泣けばいい。でもね、泣いたってね、何も解決しない。なんで泣くの？泣けば誰かが助けてくれるから。その助けてくれる人があんたの代わりにどれだけ傷ついてるかなんて想像もつかないでしょ。
Oh, nah, bro. Rena needs to fucking
分かってるの？
cleaver this bitch instantly. What the fuck?
あんたの罪が。あんたなんかいなければいい。苦しいなら死ね。へそでも噛んで勝手に死んじゃえばいい。サトシ君まで苦しめるな。
Oh my god, bro! Holy shit!
一人で苦しんで一人で勝手に死ね。お前なんか死んでしまえ。
Jesus Christ, man! This is Bob when he played League? Not wrong. Her desperate cries only increased my irritation.
泣けばいいと思うな。サトシ君にすがれば済むと思うな。甘えるんじゃない。お前さえいなければ。お前さえいなければ。
I kept on throwing things at her. Satoko curled up to protect herself and cried even harder. Oh shit! Oh shit, Rika! A girl with long hair ran up and huddled over her. I knew who that was. Rika Furude, one of Satoko's only friends.
サトコをいじめないでなのです。サトコはかわいそうなのです。いじめてはダメなのです。
You tell her, Rika!
かわいそうだから何をしても許されると思ってる？かわいそうだからサトシ君に寄りかかってもいいわけ？甘やかしてるんじゃないよ。こいつがどこまでも甘えてるから。サトシ君が辛い思いをしなくちゃならないんだ。ダメ
なのです。サトコをいじめちゃダメなのです。
Rika also became the target of my anger.
私はね、その甘えきったサトコ
Oh
の根性を
nah,
教育して
listen,
やっ
if
てんだよ。
Shion hurts Rika, oh, It's actually. Uh-oh.
邪魔しやがるとあんたの頭から叩き割るよ。
I grabbed a chair and lifted it over my head. It wouldn't hurt only a little if I threw this thing at them. Rika tightly closed her eyes and covered Satoko with her body. I didn't care what the consequences would be. I didn't care if I hurt them.
やめて。
Oh, the Rena, our goat's here. Get them, Rena!
みーちゃん。
Rena returned to the classroom and shouted at me. Then Satoshi-kun rushed in while pushing Rena aside. Seeming to have grasped the situation immediately, he charged straight at me. Until my body had hit the locker, I didn't understand what had happened. There was a loud crashing noise. I'd left a dent in it. I crouched her in pain.
サトコ、大丈夫かサトコ。
にーにーにーにー。
Let's go push Rika aside. Okay, Satoko, you bitch. Okay, hold up. Rika stood up for you. Don't just push her aside. Jumped at her brother and started crying again.
どうしたんだよ一体。どうしてサトコが
私ね、何もしてないのに、ミオンさんが。
どういうことだよミオン。
Satoshi-kun shouted at me while clutching his sister. He looked
どう
fierce.
いうことって。サトコが何をしたよ。僕たちが何をしたよ。なんでいつもいじめられなきゃならないんだよ。どうしてだよ。
Damn. Oh shit. He really Satoko-kun rushed up to me, grabbing me by the neck.
さっきサトシ君は私に自分の胸に聞けって言ったよね。ならサトコの胸に聞いてみりゃいいじゃない。何を。サトシ君だって自分で認めてるんでしょ。サトコがあんたにべったり頼ってるからサトシ君の重荷になってるんでしょ。サトコがもっとしっかりしてればサトシ君がこんなに大変な思いをすることなんてない。
I think the issue is that Shion has a sibling in Mion, but she never fucking grew up with Mion, so she doesn't fucking understand what it's like to have a sibling and depend on each other. So she thinks other siblings should just be fucking independent motherfuckers.
そいつが全ての元凶なの。
I don't believe what I said was wrong. But after hearing it, Satoshi-kun went berserk.
いい加減なこと言うんじゃない。
Oh! However, I wasn't going to back down. I no longer had any control over my emotion. Oh no, she's going demon mode.
サトシ君だってサトコを甘やかしすぎてるよ。あんたがそうやって際限なく甘やかすからそいつはいつまでたってもあんたにすがってばかりなんだよ。お前に僕たちの何がわかる。何がわかるってんだよ。父さんや母さんを村ぐるみで追い詰めてそして今度は僕たちか。それがその崎家のやり方なんだろ。
Oh shit.
どこまでも村の裏切り者をいじめ抜く。そんなに楽しいかよ。弱い者いじめがそんなに楽しいかよ。
Yo, Shion, Loki, you can't say nothing.
もうやめて。
That was Rena's voice. She stepped in looking as fierce as a demon.
サトシ君、もうやめてあげて。みーちゃんに悪気はなかった。サトシ君の力になってあげたくて、その気持ちがちょっとずれて空回りしちゃっただけ。ね。
Satoshi-kun looked like he wanted to say something back, but he chose not to.
みーちゃんももうやめて。
Yo, even Satoshi knows he can't fuck with Rena. Satoshi's like, oh shit, it's fucking Rena. Alright.
みーちゃんが誰よりもサトシ君のことを心配してるのは知ってる。だけれどこんなやり方はそれの解決にはならない。そんなのちょっと落ち着いて考えればわかることだよね。
Since Satoshi-kun didn't say anything, I kept quiet too.
ほら、さとこちゃんもお弁当箱を落としたくらいで泣くことはないよ。ね。 落ち着いた？さとこ、僕がお弁当箱を拾ってあげますよ。
Rika started picking up the bento box while its owner continued to cry.
みんな、片付けを手伝ってくれる？もうすぐ先生がカレー菜園から戻ってくる頃だよ。
Nah, fire this fucking teacher. These fucking kids have been beating each other and throwing shit at each other for like, what, 10 plus minutes? The teacher's fucking over there fucking picking little goddamn onions in the backyard.
これでもう喧嘩は終わったから、先生には余計なことは言わない。いいね。
Classmates looked at each other and nodded, then started picking up the stuff on the floor. Let her eat curry, man.
はい。サトシ君もみーちゃんも仲直りの握手。ほら。
ごめん、こんなつもりじゃなかったのに。
Tears started to roll down my cheeks
僕
again.
も悪かった。僕たちがいじめられてるのは大人の都合でごめん。
さあ、みーちゃんは次に
That's
さと
what
こ
I
ち
was
ゃんに
about to
謝る。
say. You gotta apologize to Satoko.
はい。
Oh, I was fine with apologizing to Satoshi-kun, but I didn't want to apologize to her. But the situation wouldn't be settled otherwise, so I reluctantly apologized. Satoko nodded, looking discouraged. After that, Rena let me go. My head ached, so I held it with both hands. What was that? What did I do? I didn't want to use this precious time to fight. Sis had warned me. She told me that I shouldn't talk to Satoshi-kun just like that. What did I come here for? I shouldn't have come here if I knew this was going to happen. Stupid. You're stupid, Shion. Now you are. I was overcome by emotions because I was so worried about Satoshi-kun. When did things go wrong? Were they wrong from the beginning? I got into a fight with Satoshi-kun. This was totally the opposite of what I wanted. I regretted it. I hated myself for it. I couldn't blame myself enough. My world had been torn apart. I wish the sky would fall and kill me. Sis sounded both amazed and confused.
ただでさえ綿流しの直前でいろいろと忙しいってのに、シオンは話をさらにややこしくしてくれるな。
Bro, I'm telling you, man, I think we got Mion wrong this whole time. I think the Mion that we thought was evil was actually Shion the whole time. Like, look, even after all this, Mion's pretty fucking understanding.
ごめん。
Sis tried to say something, but she stopped in the middle. After listening to a few complaints, I started telling her about everything that happened today. Sis had to pretend that the trouble I caused today was her responsibility, which must have been very taxing
も
for
う当
her.
分は入れ替わる機会はない。
Bitch! How can you even say that after what you did today? You're never getting a chance again. Period. The fuck?
シオン、あんた、ちょっとは私の迷惑を考えてほしいな。
Jesus Christ, man. Like, he doesn't like you. Leave him alone.
それは、うん。
Sis had been sympathetic, but maybe I pushed her too far this time. Of course, she'd be hesitant to trade spots considering what I did today. The atmosphere felt awkward, so we were both silent for a while.
仮にさ、もう一回機会があったとして、シオンはどうするの？
That was a reasonable question. I wasn't prepared to answer, though. If I had a chance to go to school once again and see Satoshi-kun, what would I do? Would I apologize to him about today? I don't think that would work. That might even upset him again, no matter how hard I tried. Okay, here's something that he was saying. It was the Sonozaki family who had been harassing his. It would only be natural for him to hold a grudge against us. But why was he only expressing that now? I've been a Sonozaki to him all along. Satoshi-kun stroked my head even though he knew that I was Mion
お
Sonozaki.
ねえ、率直なところ、サトシ君は園崎家を恨んでるんだよね。
You know what probably happened? I know what probably happened. Takono's bitch ass probably fucking strolled on by. Was like, yo, Satoshi, You ever hear about the fucking curse in this village? And then Satoshi's like, what? And then she fucking info dumped on his ass, and now he's fucking paranoid. Bro, anything that goes wrong in these fucking stories, it's always Takano, okay? It is Takano. You can't even deny, okay? I'm blaming Mion might be wrong, but blaming Takano is never wrong. Has it ever been wrong to blame Takano? Takano is literally the root of all problems.
だと思う。
It was our family that initiated the persecution of the Hojo family, making them into scapegoats. Even after the dam conflict, it wasn't easy for the Hojo family to live in Hinamizawa. The only chapter that we could have blamed Oishi chat was the one where he was like fucking like a douchebag, alright? But that... Huh? Why? Probably like 30 minutes. Given all of that, it's not surprising that Satoshi-kun hates us. The Sonozaki family who put his family in a devastating
で
situation.
もさ、だったらなんで今頃になってなの？なんで今頃になってこうなるの？それならいっそ。
If he had rejected me in the first place, I wouldn't have wanted to get close to him. My tears wet my cheeks. I didn't bother to wipe them. Okay, to be fair, I don't think Satoshi ever like accepted you. He didn't reject you, but he didn't accept you. Like you guys aren't dating or something. Like bro just fucking like you just helped him with groceries here and there and saw him at baseball practice. Like the fuck? She's literally headcanoning their relationship. It's only natural for him to hold a grudge against the Sonozakis. There's nothing unusual about it. Rather, why has he been treating me like a friend? I knew how stupid this question. Cause you're me. You were pretending to be Mion. Oh my god, she's so dented. Oh my god.
サトシが大人だったからとしか。
そんなのってひど
Chat, like, legitimately, seeing this Shion and Mion, like, dichotomy here, you know how in the previous chapters, we also always thought the Shion was, like, this, like, really mature, like, well-collected person? Why does it feel like it's the opposite? Shion here seems like she's the fucking dumbest motherfucker on the planet, and Mion seems like the smart, well-collected person. That's why, like, I'm thinking there was a swap somewhere, bro. Like, what? These can't be the Shion and Mion we know. But now that he'd become stressed mentally and physically, he's decided to reject me. No matter how hard I thought about it, I couldn't find anything to fault with him with. If there were somebody to blame, it'd be somebody I never accused before.
なんで鬼ババはサトシ君の一家をいじめようって言い出
Oh
した
my
わけ？
god, it's everybody's fault but yours, Shion. Yep.
ダムに賛成したのはサトシ君の親でしょ？サトシ君が賛成していたわけじゃないでしょ？
Is it an in-game OST?
なんで一家丸ごといじめようって話になったの？どうしてよ？
Mion couldn't say anything in return. Actually, it wasn't at all hard to guess the reason. The hag didn't give any specific order to harass the Hojo family. She just thought the Hojo family was getting in the way. The people around her noticed what was bothering her and took steps to get rid of it. Though, of course, she must have known how influential her words were. She didn't just think it. She gave what she must have known would be interpreted as an order. She's the one to blame for initiating the attack on the Hojo
前
family.
にお姉はフルデの神主さんのことを和を乱すのは大人じゃないみたいなことを言いましたよね。つまりこれもそういうわけ。村中が団結しなきゃならない時に異を唱える北条家は大人じゃなかったと。だから制裁する必要があったと。そういうわけなんでしょ？
Mion couldn't say anything in return, meaning that my accusation was the truth.
なら制裁は北条の親だけで十分じゃない。本家の拷問室にでも連れ込んで指の一本も跳ねてやったらいい。でもそこまでで十分でしょ？サトシ君は関係ない。サトシ君には何の関係もない。サトシ君が何をしたっていうの？サトシ君に何の罪があるっていうの？答えてよ。
Well, I don't know what Shion's fucking yapping about. The people that are persecuting Satoshi right now aren't the Sonozakis. It's his fucking aunt. Am I missing something? What is she yapping about, bro? Like, I didn't. Last I checked, the aunt isn't a Sonozaki.
はい。ではよろしくお願いいたしますね。失礼いたします。
Ooh. No, it's probably because the granny. It's probably because the granny came over. She must have done that to escape from my question. I was furious. I started redialing the number, but then I remembered that we decided she'd hang up the phone after using that phrase when she saw the hag coming. I doubted she actually saw the hag. Bitch. But it was the rule, so I couldn't call back for a while. I went to the bathroom to wash my face and cool down. I turned the faucet, the water felt lukewarm. Well, then fucking turn the heat up. Or turn it down. Didn't help me cool down at all. I'm disgusted by my own childishness. I just wanted to fill in my void. I didn't care about him, considering that Satoshi-kun was very generous. But I don't know if I can forgive Satoko. That's a different story. Crazy bitch. The fuck did Satoko do? Be 7 years old. Or I guess at this point she's 8. That's Satoko's crime. She's an 8-year-old. I was looking up at the ceiling with my arms and legs spread out. It's not that I wasn't getting hungry. I didn't live with my parents. I didn't live in the school dorm. That meant I had to cook something myself when I wanted to eat. I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up. It had been several days since I began this empty life. It must be tomorrow. The Watanagashi festival, I mean. I heard the doorbell ringing. I ignored it at first, but it rung persistently. I started hearing knocking alongside Kasai's rude voice.
いらっしゃるなら開けてください。弁当を買ってきました。
I didn't ask him to. He must have known that I hadn't eaten enough and that I had been feeling down lately.
やはり食事を取られていませんでしたか。
Gendo Ikari.
別にお腹が空いてるわけじゃないし。
But when Kasai put the food on the table, my stomach reacted in a very primitive way by making some noise.
ほら、お腹が鳴っている。食べた方がいいですよ。
I was hungry but had no appetite. I mean, I did have an appetite, but didn't have the energy to eat. Yet I'd feel bad wasting the food Kasai had brought. I picked up my chopsticks just to humor him.
最近はばあさんがマークしてるんじゃなかったの？私のとこなんかに来て大丈夫なわけ？
おりょうさんは綿流しの打ち合わせなどでお忙しく、しおんさんのことまでは最近は頭が回らないようでしたので、クリームコロッケは好物ではありませんでしたか？
うん。美味しいです。ありがとう。
While I nibbled on the food, Kasai read through the magazine I bought.
葛西はうん。
I never talked to Kasai about something like this before. Since I've always believed myself superior to him. Bitch, you ain't superior to nobody. Psychologically, I hesitated to show my weakness to him.
そういう悩みも年頃にしておくのは悪いもんじゃありませんよ。
ふむふむ。葛西、あんた。
ミオンさんから少々。
Ooh.
力になってほしいと頼まれました。
お姉か。
心配しておられましたよ、ミオンさん。
Without responding, I threw the last croquet in my mouth.
北条聡君の近況を知りたがっていると思いまして、少し情報を集めてきましたが、余計なお世話でしたか？
余計なお世話です。でもせっかく集めてきた葛西の顔を立てるために、まあ一応聞いておきます。
Kasai chuckled but stopped quickly as if thinking it rude.
北条哲平が家を出たらしいです。 沖宮に実婚の関係の女性がいまして、そこへ転げ込んだようです。
てっぺい？誰？ああ、サトシ君のおじか。
家には叔母の北条玉江と北条聡、聡子の3人となりました。
I'm still of the opinion that Shion probably tries to kill the aunt here and Satoko and try to make them the two victims and save Satoshi.
玉江は鉄平が別の女性のところへ逃げたのだと気づき、大層機嫌を悪くしたらしいですね。
ってことはあれだ。ますます叔母の里子いびりが加速して、サトシ君もそれのとばっちりで、ますますに苦労してるってことか。
サトシ君の方は分かりませんが、聡子さんの方は近所でも噂になるくらい決して良くはない状況です。
If Satoko looks miserable, that means Satoshi-kun must be going through equal miserable torture.
その叔母ってなんとかならないの？憎き北条家の片割れなわけだから、園崎本家で制裁しちゃおうって話にはなってないの？
She's also one of the remaining Hojos after all. The uncle is gone, so why not the aunt?
園崎本家としては北条夫妻の事故死で一応のけじめがついたので、北条関連では一切手を出すなと言命が出ています。夫妻の事故死を疑う警察が北条家近辺を未だマークしているという噂がありますので。
事故死はお社様のたたりってことになってるからね。神罰が下ったんなら、それ以上は人間が下すまでもないってこと。
Kasai put on a faint smile. Come to think of it, it is hard to not to suspect the involvement of the Sonozaki family in all the incidents said to be Oeshiro-sama's curse. Somebody strives to get rid of the tag's concerns on the day of Watanagashi festival. Furthermore, the Watanagashi festival is going to be held tomorrow. Will the curse strike again this year? If so, who will be the victim? Now that I think about it, there were cases of multiple victims in the past. First and third year, it was just one, but the second year, the victims were a couple. So it wouldn't be too strange if two people fell victim this year. It seems like a good time. It'd be best for Satoko and her aunt to be the victim. I mean, Satoshi-kun will be freed from every source of his worries all at once.
葛西、今年のお社様のたたりの犠牲者は誰かってもう決まってるの？決めるのはばあさん？ならお姉は明日の犠牲者をもう知ってるってことになるな。どうなの葛西？何か聞かされてる？
シオンさん、私はその件については一切聞かされていません。
まあそりゃそうか。火災ごときの耳に本家の最高機密が入るわけもないか。
そういうことです。少なくとも私の関係する界隈ではそういう話は降りてきていません。
There's no such thing.
ですが、ご存知の通り本家は裏の世界の方々に通じます。私にはその一部を垣間見ることも叶いません。
Maybe I could try asking Sis about it, but she won't talk. She's strict about keeping promises, unlike me. If the hag had told her to keep a secret, she'd take it to her grave.
今年の綿流しでおばとさとこが消えちまえばいいのにな。
This Shion bitch. Does Shion really think if Satoshi lost Satoko to Oeshiro-sama's curse, he'd be like, "Oh Shion, I'm free now. We can fucking go and prancing into the sunset." Like,
葛西、私は憂慮したよ。気を利かせてくれると嬉しいんですけど。
oh my
シオン
god.
さん、ご冗談を。
わーってるって。言ってみただけだって。
I took a glimpse at Kasai. It didn't look like he was actually going to do something to make my wish come true. I wasn't able to go to the village as myself, so I definitely wasn't going to the festival. I didn't care about that. Even so, I was interested in who was going to end up as the victim of the curse. If I just kept lying on this couch playing hooky, somebody would fall victim in several hours. I had no clue why it had to happen every year, but I was certain that the hag was behind it. All the enemies from the dam conflict had been punished. Only the Hojo couple was left, since most of the other enemies had already gone. The cicadas were crying loudly outside. It made me feel hot. Why was it this hot and humid in June? If Oyashiro-sama was actually punishing people, I'd pray for one thing. Pray that the evil aunt would be punished, and I'd offer up Satoko as a sacrifice. Ha! It's hot. When I woke up, Kasai had already gone. Looks like he cleaned the table in the surrounding room. He put my dirty laundry into the hamper in front of the washing machine too. Being a girl of a sensitive age, I didn't want a man to clean my room. Well, I'd rather thank him than badmouth him. I looked at the clock. It was late afternoon. I had to go grocery shopping. There was nothing left in the fridge, and I'd be having just rice for dinner if I didn't go. At that moment, the phone rang. It must be Kasai, I thought. I did hope it was him. He could have brought more food, so then I wouldn't have to go shopping. While I was just being lazy, I didn't feel like going out at all. But it wasn't Kasai on the phone.
おねえ、そこどこ？本家じゃない？
公衆電話からかけてる。だから手短に話すよ。サトシから電話が来たんだよ。
サトシくんが？お姉に？
多分、私にじゃないと思う。シオンにだと思う。サトシは、先日の教室での件を謝りたがってるみたいだった。だから、その電話はシオンが受けた方がいいと思って。サトシの電話は、今ちょっと忙しいからすぐかけ直すって言って切ってあるの。だからシオンは、今から私が言う電話番号に電話してあげて。
わかった。
I was stunned for a second, but then recovered and wrote down the number on the back of a magazine. What if Shion calls Satoshi and is like, oh my goodness, and then hears in the background the aunt going crazy, and then Satoshi has to hang up the phone, and this Shion immediately storms over to the house, and then fucking discovers the aunt kills her, and then boom.
ありがとう。
Okay, I'm setting up the perfect I knew it moment.
すぐに電話します。
そうしてあげて。サトシは最近、すごく追い詰められてるの。私の声はもう届かないみたいだけど、シオンの声なら、ひょっとすると届くかもしれないって。
She could have pretended to be me and handled his call. But she passed it over to me.
ミオ。
じゃあね、シオン。
Before she hung up, I put the handset down. Then after a second, I dialed the number in a flash. I heard the dial tone 3 times, 4 times, and there he was. He sounded like an adult. His voice sounded a bit tired too, but it definitely was the voice I loved. I got scared. I was scared that he might become sulky again if I mentioned my name. I couldn't open my mouth for a while.
サトシくんですよね。
さっきはごめん。もう時間は大丈夫なの。
That was Satoshi-kun I knew. He didn't sound cold like the other day.
全然平気です。
After that, he went silent. I felt the urge to start a conversation. It wasn't fair. He was the one who called in the first place. Then he finally spoke.
先日はごめん。
I know what Satoshi's doing, chat. He's trying to get his affairs in order so he could kill his aunt.
私こそごめんなさいです。
ミオンは謝らなくていいよ。僕がどうかしてた。
Okay, that's not true, Satoshi. If this were a face-to-face conversation, he would be stroking my head. It was sad just talking to him over the phone. Fucking Shion's a freak, bro.
そいつらはミオンのとても近くにいるのかもしれないけれど。
Uh-oh. Wait a second. I think Satoshi's actually lost it. Hold up.
でも決してミオンじゃなかったんだ。だから僕は君にだけは謝ろうと思って。
気にしないで。私だってサトシ君のことをよく理解しようともせず無神経だった。
We apologized to each other a few times.
それよりサトシ君大丈夫？いろいろと大変なのにサトコの誕生日プレゼントのためにアルバイトまでしてだいぶ追い詰められてるんじゃない？もう
バイトはやめたよ。目標額のお金は
I told you he's getting his affairs in
貯めら
order.
れたみたいだからね。
そうなんだ。ならもう体を無理させなくていいんですね。本当によかった。
Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but he dropped it instead.
僕よりサトコの方が辛い。
サトコ 大丈夫なんですか？
あれが大丈夫なように見えるのかよ。
Oh shit! He suddenly sounded upset. I'd messed up.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
I was so stupid. I had ruined this miraculous conversation with him. Satoshi-kun didn't respond to my apology, so I stopped
あ
apologizing.
んなに誰が見てもわかるくらいに傷ついてボロボロでみんな見捨てた。さとこ
見捨てたつもりなんて。
I tried to calm him down. I hated what I just said because of how hollow it sounded. I had no idea what to say next. I felt guilty. Satoshi-kun was desperate to protect Satoko from their evil aunt, but I'd wished that Satoko would die tomorrow because of the curse. I wasn't trampling on his desperate hope.
さと
No,
こ
I was.
もう擦り切れる直前なんだ。だから
He cut himself off in the middle and went quiet for a moment. He must have been choosing his words carefully. Then he finally spoke. His words sounded
だ
hollow.
からせめて一夜くらい。
遊ばせるって。
ほら明日は綿流しのお祭りじゃないか。
Oh shit, is this gonna be a repeat of Keiichi, what Keiichi did? And it's gonna be like, try to send Satoko to the Watanagashi festival to have fun?
さとこを祭りに連れ出してやってほしいんだ。
Wait, this is what Keiichi asked Mion to do.
「それは構わないけど、どうして？」
さとこもいろいろと参ってる。たとえ一夜でもおばさんのいないところで羽を伸ばせたならきっと
So why
喜ぶ
would
と思
Mion
うんだ。
remember that then? Because it wasn't Mion, it was fucking Shion.
だからどうして？
どうしてって。
It's not that I didn't understand why he wanted her taken to the festival. What I didn't understand is why he was asking me to do that. Was there any reason he couldn't take her there himself? I had a hunch that he might disappear, so I kept
ど
asking.
うしてって何がだい。
どうしてサトシ君が自分で連れて行ってあげないの？
He fell silent. Satoshi-kun isn't good at lying or keeping secrets. It was clear that he wanted to hide something.
用事だよ。僕明日はちょっとバイトの関係で用事があってどうしてもお祭りには行けないんだ。
He was lying, but he was also stubborn. He wouldn't admit it if I
ね
accused
え
him.
明日の夜だけさとこを頼めないかな。
I wouldn't want to look after Satoko, even at Satoshi-kun's request. But I'm also glad that he's
あ
relying
れ
on
だ
me.
けの暴言をぶつけてそれを謝るついでにミオンだけが頼りなんだ。
I didn't know what to say. I did know, though, that I wasn't going to turn down his request.
わかった。明日の晩だけだよ。
できたら明日の晩だけじゃなくこれからもずっとがいいな。
何言ってるんですか？そんなの嫌です。明日だけですからね。
He sounded as if he were going to disappear tomorrow. I didn't like the sound of that, so I intentionally sounded sulky. We talked about trivial stuff just for a little while. When the conversation was almost over, Satoshi-kun asked something
ねえ
else.
こんなことを話すときっと精神的に病んでるって思われるんで。
どうしたんですか？
ミオンは信じないよね。
何をですか？
お社様のたたり。
サトシ君、何の話ですか？
お社様は確かほら村を捨てて逃げ出そうとするとたたるでしょ。
That's the rule. Every kid in the village knows that.
どうしたんです？突然。村を捨てて逃げようとでもしてるんですか？
Though I was kidding, I wanted him to deny it.
もうそんな気はないんだ。もう
He admitted that he had thought of it. I guess Rena told me that
いいじゃ
much.
ないですか。もうそんな気がないのなら。
でもまだ許してもらえないんだ。
Satoshi-kun tried to say something but hesitated. He was breathing so heavily. Was he sick?
具合悪いの？
ごめん。そういうわけじゃないんだ。
サトシ君は少し頑張りすぎたから少し休んだ方がいいです。
He sounded distinctly more sickly from when this conversation had started. He breathed heavily when punctuating his words. Satoshi-kun repeated his question.
ミオン、最初の質問を。ミオンはお社様のたたりって存在すると思うかい？
What did he want me to say? Could I make him feel relieved with my answer? How should I respond? The answer was simple.
たたりなんてあるわけないじゃないですか。
I didn't know what was bothering him, but I wanted to make him feel better by laughing his worries away. But Satoshi-kun instead fell silent. Would my answer make him happy or maybe sad? I couldn't tell. She should have said, I believe you, because it's clear that Satoshi believes that there's some type of fucking curse haunting him. Like, he would be looking for someone to actually believe in him. One thing was certain, I didn't make him feel any better.
変なことを聞いてごめん。
ごめん。
I felt like I let him down, so I apologized in a
た
rush.
たりだろうと、この村の何者かの陰謀だろうと、僕は絶対に消えない。消されない。
Oh shit. Sounds like Keiichi.
消えないよ。
消えないよ、サトコに。あのぬいぐるみを買ってやるまではね。
Hey, no, I thought, okay, was he actually serious about this fucking teddy bear? Like, listen, bro, 100,000 fucking yen? 100,000 yen in USD during 1980s. Hang on. ChatGPT. How much was 100,000 Japanese yen in the 1980s in USD, now taking into account inflation? $1,540? Motherfucker? What kind of teddy bear is fucking $1,500?
もうすぐお給料がもらえることになってる。その日までは絶対に消えない。
He chuckled. I knew he was trying to relieve me, but it worked the opposite way. He sounded as though that's like one Kita-san MLB true. He sounded as though he didn't care what would happen after he bought the teddy bear.
あ、おばさんが帰ってきたからもう切るよ。ミオン。
何？
Even though he wanted to hang up the phone because of his aunt coming back, Satoshi-kun took a breath to tell me something
サ
important.
トコのこと頼むからね。
I should have said yes right away, but I still couldn't forgive Satoko, so I just kept quiet.
変なこと頼んでごめんじゃん。
This, by the way, right here, reinforces the fact that the Mion on the ladder was not Mion and it was Shion. Because if Satoshi actually disappears from this incident, it would only make sense that that would be fucking Shion blaming Satoko for being cursed. Because then this would like actually be like, oh my god, the Oyashiro-sama curse is real. He was obviously disappointed. What had I done? I wanted to apologize. I wish I could, but it was too late. The dial tone left no doubt. Now that was depressing. Nah, Shion and Mion swapped at some point completely. Yeah, and the Mion Keiichi called in chapter 3 was Shion as well. Alright, let's check out this fucking tip. Listen to someone's desperate request. Hold up. Check this tip. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I was going to be the victim of the curse this year, so I'm going to disappear soon. There'll be nobody left to take care of Satoko. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I don't have much time. that I won't stay as myself for much longer, so I had to make the best of the days I had left. What could I leave for Satoko? She wanted that huge teddy bear. She wanted a peaceful life in which nobody would bully her. I whispered to the person at my back, bestow your violent nature and formidable strength upon me. I want your peaceful mind filled with hatred. Oh, nah, bro's fucking... No, let's check the beginning. Did we ever read this one? June 1982. Satoshi Hojo disappeared several days after the Watanagashi festival. Well, this is a very important note to have read. There were 3 possible reasons for his disappearance. One possibility is that it was an accident. Dead bodies sometimes end up in irrigation channels a few months after hit-and-run incidents. But since the police did a thorough search of the area and hadn't found his body, this possibility seems small. The second possibility is a self-motivated disappearance. Satoshi-kun has been living in dire circumstances. His close friends actually heard him imply he might run away. The police thought he skipped town after killing his aunt. That seemed plausible considering that aspect. But the police arrested another person for the murder, so this hypothesis must also be considered false. The last possibility is that he was involved in a series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. It's also called the Curse of Oyashiro-sama. He fell victim to it and disappeared. Unless Oyashiro-sama's occult powers is actually verified, this curse must be the act of humans. It's only natural to assume that Satoshi-kun was made to disappear by someone's will. So the question is, whose? The possibilities are quite limited. The culprit is either a member of the Sonozaki family, a member of the 3 families, or one of their many relatives. The police can assume that easily. I need to think beyond that. Who did it? How did it happen? And why did it have to be done? Why did Satoshi-kun fall victim? What was the motive? Who gave that order? Who actually did it? The mastermind, the culprit, and the truth. All are in reach of my grasp. Maybe I'll find them right behind my back. But even so, I can't reach everywhere. There are parts of my back I have to make an effort to reach, clenching my teeth and cracking my joints so that the tips of my finger can barely touch them. The truth is hidden in places like those. I'm writing this because I need to organize my thoughts and memories. Nobody will read it other than myself. But if somebody does, that means that either I threw these notes away because I no longer needed them, or I fell victim to the curse of Oyashiro-sama in the middle of my attempt to solve the mystery. If it was the former, that's okay. But if it was the latter, please, I want you to help me. Please help this powerless young girl. Okay, so this was... Okay, so the diaries are Satoshi, and the notebooks are Shion. Okay. Okay. Alright, well, chat. That's gonna do it for us. Good chapter. Yep. Not bad. We're getting to the meat and potatoes. We're edging it, bro. It's right there. I can feel it. It's coming. The next chapter is 2 minutes long. No, it's fucking not. Shut up. Bro said the next chapter is 2 minutes long. Yep, like just like Blood said, the next chapter was 10 minutes long and then ended up over an hour. Real. Yep. He's gonna ban you. I checked the playthrough. It's like 4 at most. Oh, 4 minutes? Okay, wow. All right, let's boot it up. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, thank you everybody for hanging out. Tomorrow, we'll probably try to wrap up 3.2 HSR story. And, yeah. This weekend, we have the Ethereum Restart Tournament that we will be, watch partying. And, that's about it. Wait, Slice is playing Uma Musume? And is he rolling for himself or someone else?
Okay. Oh man.
Oh baby, tomorrow Goo Baby Run? Shut the fuck up. Good night everybody, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you everybody, YouTube chatters, everybody on Twitch as well for hanging out. Good night. Bye bye.